Hi everybody. I've got a different camera set up today, so we're doing this a little differently. Today I'm going to do a video about my 10 top kitchen must-haves. So here I am in my kitchen and I've got my must-have items right behind me. So the first item that I want to talk about is my KitchenAid Mixer. I have an oldie. It's the, I got it at a time when all they had were the white ones. So I've got my KitchenAid Mixer and I have a grinder attachment and also a shredder attachment. Now I use that to, I actually like to mix my meats when I have ground beef. I might get like ground beef and ground chicken or ground turkey or even sweet Italian sausage, and I like to grind them together. So before I make something, I might go ahead and do my, grind the meat together so that I can have different, types of meat mixed together. And my shredder, I use all the time. I get blocks of cheese, no matter what kind they are. I get blocks of cheese. They're cheaper that way. And then I put them in the freezer for about an hour, and then I put them through my shredder for the KitchenAid Mixer. So those are the two most used items. And of course I use it as a mixer, from time to time, but I really use that shredder most of the time. I also use it to shred up cabbage and carrots, to do a coleslaw. And if I'm going to make pickles, like the sweet pickles that I make, I would go ahead and use my shredder for that. The second item that I have are my silicone cooking mitts. Now I've got a couple different ones. These are the mitts. I love these things. They're Pampered Chef. I got them one bit. They're lined on the inside. I don't know if you guys can see, but they're lined on the inside. So they've got plenty of lining. They never get hot with my hands inside. But the best part about them is if I'm cooking with them and I get something on them, I just stick them in my dishwater when I'm doing dishes and wash them off that way. You can also put them through your washing machine, but they take forever to dry. So I usually like to just wash them in my dishwater. And then the second set that I have, still Pampered Chef, are these little jobbies that go for your microwave. I like to use them to take off a hot pot cover. Like if I'm cooking and the handle is hot, I use these. But they're great for the toaster oven and they're great for the microwave. If you have hot things in there, they're not bulky, so they're perfect size for those little things that you have. So that's number 2. Number 3 is my shredder. This is also a Pampered Chef item. And it's got 2 blades on it, as you can see, and it shreds beautifully. If you I hold it like this, and then I put it in, like if I have shredded meat that I want to shred up, I just stick it in the bowl with the meat and I just shred away. I also like to mix my lettuces when I make a salad, and I don't like big hunks of vegetable in my salads, so I use these to chop my salad. So these are a quite often used item. When I make chicken salad or turkey salad or something like that, I like to use those to chop everything right together. It works really good. It makes quick work of it. The next item would be my whisk. I like whisks all the time to do, but this particular one is awesome because you can set it flat into a dish, and I love to make gravy with it. It's awesome. It's steel, so you can put, it can handle the heat, and it goes right to the bottom of the dish so that nothing sticks. So you can get all the little corners of your dish when you're whisking. So my whisk, I use this all the time. This is another Pampered Chef item, but I believe you can get those the items that I'm showing you at the kitchen supply store. My next item, near and dear to me. I've got 2 of them. These are both Wusthof knives. This one here I got years ago. I don't know if you can see the price tag on this, but I got it at like Sonoma, Williams Sonoma, I think, in New Mexico. It was $90, but I bought it a long, long time ago, and look at that thing. I just love it. I love the serrated blade. I love it. I use it all the time. I will tell you though, there is a crack in the handle. I never even noticed it until I was getting ready for the video today, but this one I use for everything. It's because it's serrated. It's great to cut meat or bread, a soft bread type thing. This one here is brand new. I just got it last year for Christmas, and I got it from my son and daughter-in-law for Christmas. Boy, is that thing sharp. It is also a Wusthof, and they got this little edge guard to go with it, which I'm glad they did because it is sharp. And this is awesome to cut anything, really. But when I use it, I am so careful. But anyway, I love my Wusthof knives. Those are, I always say, you know, if you want to do a good job in the kitchen, pay attention to what the chefs use and get a good knife. There's nothing like a good knife when you're cooking. The next items that I have are my scrapers. Now I love my little, this is a Pampered Chef, and I like the smallness of this one because it's great to get inside jars and little cans like a tomato sauce. I'm sorry, tomato paste can. They're narrow and little, so you can't fit a big one in it. You put the little one in and you can get everything out of the can. And I also use this to get the last little squids of a smoothie. When I make a smoothie in my blender, this fits great in there. This one I like because it's a little stiffer than my other ones. I have lots of bigger Pampered Chef spatulas, but I like this one if I'm making like a cookie dough or something that's really thick and hard. Like if you've got peanut butter or something like that, this works really good because it's stiff and it will keep its form when you're trying to get in there and really dig something out. So those are fantastic. And then of course, my garlic press. I use garlic all the time. and as you know, I grow my own garlic. So I use garlic in a lot of dishes. This one in particular, it's just a cheapie. It's an Echo. I think I got it at like, you know, one of those kitchen supply stores. But I had a Pampered Chef one and I like this one better. So I got rid of the Pampered Chef one. I like this one because it folds all the way over and it gets the little, this is a rough edge and it fits right into all the holes. I'm sorry, this is the rough edge and it fits right into the holes so you can clean it. You do this and it gets all the skin right off. I take a sharp knife and get in there and get the skin out. So it really cleans very well. So that's why I like this one. It's awesome. The next item I have is my kitchen timer. Believe it or not, I use this thing all the time. If I have things to do around the house and I need reminders throughout the day, this thing goes on. When I dry my clothes in my dryer, the timer thing doesn't work on it. I use this. I set my clothes for however long I want to time it. I mean, however long I want to dry it. But I use this thing all the time. Sometimes I have this one going and the one on my stove going. So I use it all the time. Very handy to have. The next item I have is this dish. This is a, it's just a, you know, a cheapy pot that I got from a grocery store for free. It's just one of those, you know, just a cheapie. It's got a glass cover and it's fairly deep. I mean, I like to do stir fries and stuff in it. It's non-stick. But I like the fact that it's got a glass cover. The handle on it does get hot, but I use my little silicone microwave tip things to pick up the cover, but I like the fact that it's non-stick, and this is my go-to pan. I have a set of stainless steel cookware, but I tend to go to this one all the time because it's just so handy. Then the next item I use all the time is my crock pot back there. I'm not sure the size of that one, but it's average, whatever. I think I got that at Walmart, or like $20, but I use that thing all the time. So I even tried, I'm going to tell you a story when I get done going over my 10 ones, but I tried to use that crock pot for something different last week, and I'll tell you about that at the end. And so let me think. I think that is the end. So those are my 10 go-to must-have items for the kitchen that I go to all the time. The reason why I wanted to do this video is because probably about 3 weeks ago, I watched a video on YouTube from the American Homestead lady, Jamie. I'm not sure their last names, but it's the American Homestead. And they're off-grid. And she did a video on her kitchen items that she couldn't do without and kitchen items that she easily goes without. And on her video, she mentioned that she doesn't have a coffee maker a toaster oven, or a microwave. And I thought, well, gee, those items take up a lot of space. I'm going to show you. There's my coffee pot back there. And over here is my toaster oven and microwave. So, I mean, especially the toaster oven and microwave, they take up a lot of space. And I always tend to live in a smaller place. So I thought, well, maybe I could do without that, you know, and use less electricity. Well, what she uses instead of her coffee maker is, it's a cup that you can get from, I checked them out on Amazon. You can get one for like $12, but I would probably get a stainless steel one for a little bit more than that. But anyway, it looks like a coffee cup, and it's got holes in the bottom. And you set it on top of your coffee cup, and you put in a cone filter, and you put your coffee in. You boil water in a tea kettle on the stove, and then you pour the water over the coffee grounds. How simple is that? And it takes up no space. So coffee pot, no problem. I just bought an extra pot for my coffee maker, so I probably will hold off on doing the coffee pot thing. I'll get that cup and have it on hand for when my coffee pots break, or if my coffee maker goes on the fritz, and that way I'll have it. So I am going to get that coffee maker, and a little coffee, whatever you call that, drip cup, and do away with my coffee maker eventually. Also, the toaster oven, I found that to be no problem. For the past 3 weeks, I've tried to go without these items and see if I could. And coffee pot was not a problem. I don't see a problem in, you know, getting a different kind of coffee pot. The toaster oven, same thing. I've got my big oven. If I ever need to toast anything, I can put it in I have an electric non-stick fry pan. We used to call it fry bread when we were kids. You just fry up, you put a toast piece of bread on the non-stick frying pan, and you make toast that way. It's really good. You can do it with a cast iron frying pan as well. That's what we used to do when I was a kid. So the toaster oven, no big deal. Yeah, I can do away with that, but the big thing was the microwave, and it's the biggest item that I'm talking about. You know, it takes up the most space, so that is an item I would really love to do without. My son and daughter-in-law don't have one, and I think it's hard for them sometimes. Well, in the 3 weeks that I've been trying to do without my microwave, the one time that I found that I really, really needed it was to heat up my rice packs. I have chronic severe migraines, and sometimes I have them for 5 days at a time. Not always, just sometimes. And so I have hot packs. I have rice packs that I put on my neck and on my shoulders. And throughout this time period, I actually tried putting my rice packs in my crock pot back there to see if maybe I could heat them up in that. And I got mixed results with it, not that great. On low, it got quite hot. I was worried that, you know, when I have a headache, I might go to bed and fall asleep, and I would be worried about my rice packs in a crock pot on low. They did get quite hot. It did heat them up, though. It heated them up, but I had to keep my eye on it. And when I have a headache, I'm probably not going to do that. And so I tried to do it on there's a keep warm setting on my, and that took a long time to heat them up. That wasn't quick enough. You know, when I have a headache, I don't want to wait that long. I need to have it heated and heated quickly. So if I can find another way to get around heating up my rice packs in the microwave, I will definitely get rid of it, because that is one appliance that I'd love to get rid of. But the combination of those 3 appliances, the coffee maker, the toaster oven, and the microwave, I mean, my gosh, that would save so much space in my kitchen. Now, the American Homestead lady didn't care about saving space. She cared about using a power, because they're off-grid. So her big thing was, what can I do to not use power? Which is, I guess, that would be a plus for me as well. Even though I am on-grid and live in an apartment, I do have to pay my electricity bill separate from my rent. So saving on my electricity bill would be, you know, incentive. So I'm kind of still on the lookout and trying to put my thinking cap on about how I can heat my rice packs without my microwave. If any of you guys can think of anything, please let me know. Let me know how you do it. So anyway, those are my 10 kitchen essentials and a little bit of a story about what I've been doing in my kitchen these past few days. So I'm always trying to think of better ways to do things, guys. If you have any hints and tips on how you do things in your kitchen, or great appliances or tools that you use in your kitchen, I would love to know, because I cook all the time, as you guys know. I've done quite a few videos, cooking videos. So, you know, if you guys have something different than what I've talked about, please let me know in the comments below. I'd love to know what you guys do in your kitchens. Thank you, subscribers. I appreciate your support. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button below. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. All right, everybody. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.